Hello, guys. My name is Olivia, and this is the Live Strong podcast. This podcast is all about living your healthiest, best life, but infused with a little bit of chaos from my own. And today we are doing a bit of a information podcast. Let's call it that, because we have a brand new training block starting at Live Strong on Monday. And I thought originally when I actually started this podcast, it was going to be used to help my clients, which I still sort of have that, like the topics I pick are sort of from things that pop up in the gym and stuff like that. But I was like, what a perfect opportunity to rave on Avon about our new training block starting on Monday, then in a podcast setting. So for the clients that want to listen in and learn about what is coming up in this new training block, this is the place to do it. First disclaimer, my voice is on Struggle Street. Actually, I might even take my mic off and hold it up here, and you might be able to hear me better. But she's definitely a bit croaky, guys. If you were listening last year and knew the vocal issues I had, they have not gone away. I definitely haven't been doing my exercises as well as I meant to, so my voice lady, the ENT lady that I saw, she wouldn't be happy, but I need to start doing them again. But I think it comes, like, it's also when I'm a bit stressed and a bit like on like the burnout side, a bit overworked and stuff. I think that's sort of like part of my what's the word I'm trying to say? Like the effects that show from my body is my voice starts to struggle. Sounds super random, I know, but it already struggles, blah, blah, blah. Moral story, you're going to have to listen to me croak around in this podcast. And I didn't really think about it till I sat down to do it, and I was like, oh, my talking is not that great right now. That's fine. But that's sort of the only disclaimer I have, actually. I thought I had more, just one. We are going to start with my highs and lows from this past week. Let's start with my high, and you would have seen if you follow me on socials that last weekend, me and my hubby went up to Port Stephens to celebrate our 1 year wedding anniversary, which was super slay. We went to Bannister's, that's what it's called. It's like a hotel, motel, but like they're sort of trying to make, like, it's sort of like a resorty vibe, sort of, kind of. We actually had a voucher to go there, but then we just paid for an extra night. But it is like a little bit exy, not gonna lie. So if we didn't have a voucher, probably wouldn't have. If I didn't have a voucher and it wasn't a special occasion, then like it's probably not somewhere that would be on my like priority list to go. But as somewhere like that's like close to where we live, like only like a short drive, you sort of feel like you're away on a little holiday, but it like you're super close to home, which was super nice. And it was so great. We had the best 2 nights. We as you've heard on this podcast, even though me and Nathan are hilarious together, aren't we, as the last podcast we let out to the people. But when we travel away is like honestly when we thrive. We just love doing the same things. We're always on the same wavelength. I don't know what's about it, but there's no one else that I would want to be traveling with. Like, I know that we're not traveling, but when you go away, it's just like we just really enjoy each other's company. So it was really nice. We ate, we drank, we swam. It was like lovely weather, so we literally was swimming in the pool. I read a book. Like, what more do you want on your wedding anniversary? People have been asking, have we bought each other a present? And we originally were going to be like, okay, let's just have like a $200 limit or something. Like, we didn't want to go crazy and buying, I didn't need like a third bloody ring on my finger, because I know people do stuff like that. And, that's great if they have the money to do that, but like we do not. So I was not getting like a few $1,000 ring, that's for shizzle. So I think it was like $200 or $300. We're like, let's just get something that's like meaningful and like a keepsake. That was what our vibe. And we both were sort of looking. I was gonna get him a bracelet, random, but one of our friends, he was wearing a bracelet that his wife gave him. And I was like, that's actually really nice. And like he was rocking it. And I think Nate was like, oh yeah, that looks good. And I was like, that's my idea. And I was going to get it engraved. That was my idea. And Nate randomly also he was going to get me a tennis bracelet. Like, I don't know where he was looking, like Michael Hill or somewhere that he'd seen it, whatever. But he didn't know that I have a tennis bracelet, but it's only from Pandora. So, like not only, but there's a nice ones out there that I wore on our wedding day. So I was like, when I found it in his photos in his phone, because like he'll be showing me something. I'm like, brother, you're not good at hiding things. Like it's a boy thing like if I had screenshotted something I was gonna buy him, you don't show him the photo next to it. Like you obviously don't do that. So I was like, oh, I don't need a tent race that I got one. So anyway, moral of the story is our presents idea went down the drain. But we found these rings from like, I'm probably going to like butcher this story as I butcher every story. But you know those like metal workers, I guess you call them? I feel like a lot of them are like indie dudes and they just like make so many rings, or like they make them custom. They don't like just sell a certain ring online and then they just have hundreds to sell. It's like you sort of order your ring and then they'll make it for you and send it off, like sort of like a little bit of a personalized indie ring. Anyway, we saw these ones they're like a bit like rustic looking and they say till death on both of them. And that's what we're going to get. But I haven't ordered it yet because I keep forgetting to measure our fingers. Every time I look at them, I'm like, oh, I just need to get Nathan's finger and measure it. Haven't done it still. So that's what we're going to get as our little like 1 year, and they're like matching rings. Which I thought's like really cute, don't you think? Like cute. And Nate loves wearing rings. He's a bit of a jewelry guy like that. So that's what we're going to get. But yeah, my high of the week was the 1 year anniversary. Big slay. Now, my low for the week, I don't really know. I've had a pretty good last week. Like training's been good. Touch wood, people. All of these injuries that I've been having, I've just touched all the wood I can see. They've actually chilled out. I think it's because I rested. I've been listening to my body. And you know what else I've been doing? I've been eating a lot of food. And look, it's so easy when you know all this shit, but it's so hard to always apply it. I'm always on everyone else's team in the sense that like you just can't be doing all the right things all the time. And it's not that I don't eat enough food, because I definitely eat enough, but like I can easily just snack, or I'll have lunch throughout the day and then I'll hardly eat anything else. And I'm like, no, if like, as you guys know, I do really long days. So like really I should probably be having like 2 lunches throughout the day. If then in the afternoon I'm trying to have a workout as well and then back it up. Like I'm training a fair bit at the moment with High Rock. So I've just been eating a lot more, which is one thing that I think has been helping my training a lot. Obviously, I had a few rest days and I've been trying to focus on my sleep, but like failing at that. But, the thought is there. So training's been good. Whatever, like little things could have been bad this week. There's a lot going on behind the scenes with the business right now. And I guess, we're going into winter. So like that's a bit cold. I need to get my puffer jacket. Actually, that's probably my negative of the week, right? Beginning of the week, I didn't have enough clothes on at the gym. Like it's a time of year where I look at the weather. I get out of the shower in the morning at like 4:15. Obviously, you don't know what the day is like, but I'm sweating. Like I've been in the shower really hot, like burning the skin hot. Get out, I'm like sweating out of the shower, and then look at the weather and it's like, oh, it's going to be 25 degrees today. I'll put on shorts because I'm training, I wear the same outfit all day, blah, blah, blah. Put them on, but then I get to the gym and by like 5:30, I'm shivering. So I had that Monday, Tuesday this week, the shivering in the gym. I did put on long pants one day and then it sort of warmed up a little bit again. So that's really my only thing. And no one really likes coming to the gym in the winter. So like that's always a bit of a shit time. So hopefully, guys, come to the gym in the winter because I'll be there. And my thing is always like your body does not know it's winter. Disclaimer on that, because your body does have to regulate your body temperature. So it does know it's colder. But like in terms of you being a healthy person and working towards your goals, you need to still do it in winter. So don't be a lazy poo-poo and go to the gym in winter. Okay, guys, let's get into the actual reason why you've clicked on this podcast. Not to hear about my week, but to hear about this new training block that is starting at Live Strong on Monday. Now, one of my favorite things, or like one of my favorites, like I really like doing this, and that is creating new plans, like training plans, training programs, training concepts. I think it really means that people have to step outside of their comfort zone. And we all know, like, especially, a lot of people who maybe just train in a commercial gym by themselves, it's super easy to sort of stay in your own lane and the things that you're comfortable with. And a lot of people aren't super specific with, achieving certain things in the gym. They just get in, move their body, get it done and get out. That is so fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think the beauty of training in like a boutique gym that I sort of run is that sometimes you get pushed outside of your comfort zone and you're able to achieve things maybe you thought you couldn't achieve or wouldn't achieve, and you're able to sort of become a good, well-rounded, strong, fit, able athlete person, right? And that's is always sort of my goal with my clients, is that I do want them to be capable to do lots of hard things, and lots of different things. And that is sort of where this training plan has come from. We are still sticking to our roots with our strength based focus movements, but they've all come from the concept and idea that this training block is all about functional training and being a functional human. So we are trying to incorporate a few extra elements that we don't always focus on. Yes, we're always focusing on like our strength and our progression with our strength, but are we always focusing on like balance or testing our balance, our coordination, our agility, our stability, all these sort of things that we work on like as like the back end sort of stuff. Like we don't always think about it, but yeah, when we're doing a walking lunge, of course we're working on balance and stuff like that. And and when we're doing, a dumbbell seated shoulder press, yeah, we are working on stability and stuff like that. But we're not always putting it sort of at the focus. So sometimes working on our weaknesses is only going to make our strength stronger in the end as well. And this is a great opportunity for us to dial in on some of those things we don't always dial in on, but could help us in the long run. So yes, this new 8-week training block is going to be called the functional block or functional program. It'd help if I remembered what I actually called the bloody thing, but something to do with being functional, because that's what we're trying to do. Able and functional, because there's nothing better than being able to do hard shit. Like, what a flex in life. Now, like I said, all of our focus movements are still strength-based, so don't worry, guys, your strength training is still going to be there. Things aren't changing too much. Like, I always stick to our sort of normal routine, just with like a small little change. But our finishes at the end of the workout do have a focus on those sort of little points I just mentioned. No, it's not cardio. Like, I think a lot of people are going to think, oh my God, we're going to be doing burpees and we're going to be doing the machines. No, we're not necessarily doing that. I actually don't think there's any finishes that have any burpees in them. But, maybe we're doing a box jump, or we're doing a pistol squat, or we're doing a Pallof press, or, maybe there's some more core work in your finishes. Like the stuff that we don't always work on, but it's going to help you become a more well-rounded person, or as I want to say athlete, because like we are all athletes at heart, are we not? They're the things we're working on, which is super, super, super exciting. Like I said, it goes to 8 weeks. The first 4 weeks start on Monday. And then the second 4 weeks, we are actually swapping up our focus movement slightly, but they are all progressing from the first half of this block. So they're not going to be completely new, random, different exercises. They're going to be a progression of the exercise that you were doing the 4 weeks prior. As a little inside scoop, well, it's not really an inside scoop, because all of our current clients, you guys can check out the full 8 weeks of training on your workout app right now. So you can literally go and look at all the workouts if you want. But as an example for you guys, in the first 4 weeks, we're doing like a dumbbell Bulgarian split squat. But then as we get into the second 4 weeks, we're actually going to be doing a Bulgarian split squat with a barbell, which is going to definitely test a lot of us. And like I said, stability, coordination, balance, that is all sort of happening with a barbell Bulgarian split squat. So a bit more of an advanced movement, but we're sort of working our way into it. And that's a bit of an example of how this training block is sort of working for the 8 weeks. And this is a really great time for people to lock in to the gym. Like lock in. Because it's always normal that we go through like peaks and flows with our training. Motivation isn't always the same. Discipline isn't always the same. life happens, we have busy periods at work, home, family, all these sorts of things. That means that, yeah, the gym may not be a priority. But that also doesn't mean that has to last forever. There's times to turn up the dial and turn down the dial. And I always think when we're going into a new phase, it's a good opportunity to reflect on what's been happening during the last phase and what can you change or implement or, push yourself in different ways to maybe make the next training phase better. Because when I write a training block, it's designed for you to train every week. Like, you're meant to be doing the workouts week in, week out to get progress, to see progress. And progress only helps you stay motivated in the gym as well. Like, people wonder why they lose or don't have motivation, but they're training once a fortnight and they're not probably feeling stronger or fitter because they're not putting in the work to do that. So it's easy to be like, oh, no changes, I give up. But yeah, you've got to be putting in the work and being consistent to get the results, and that's only going to help you motivation, because seeing results definitely makes you want to keep going. So yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for everyone to think about locking in. Easy way to lock in is to book in your sessions in advance. Obviously there's many other ways to help you get into the gym this week, but if right now you're listening to this podcast, get on your app and book in your sessions for the brand new training block next week. Put them in your calendar. Make sure they're going to work with your roster. If you're like, oh, I'm going to probably be held back at work next week, it's a busy week, come to the bloody 5 a.m. class, people. Get out of bed and come to the gym in the morning, right? So there's really no reason why you shouldn't be able to start on a good foot. Yes, things happen and things change, but are we able to push ourselves in week one? For most people, the answer is probably yes. Now, not only for our current clients, it's a great opportunity to lock in, see progress, and really shoot for the stars. It's also a great opportunity for new people to join the gym, because everyone is sort of starting in square one, especially with this new training block where we've got a few new exercises in there. Great opportunity to come in either for a free trial. We do offer a 1-session free trial, so you can come and see what it's about. We also offer casual packs. So if you then, after your free trial, not ready to fully commit to a membership, we do 3, 5, and 10 class passes. So that means that if you if you buy a 3-class pass, you can book those 3 classes over a 6-month period. So you don't have to utilize them all in 1 week. You can use them when you want. That's without having to have a membership. And then obviously the best way to officially lock in is to have a membership, right? So this is a great opportunity for new people to start. So spread the word, people. If you've got a family member, a friend, a colleague that's been thinking about joining the gym, maybe this is the week you give them a bit of a push to come and join us. Like I said, even just a free trial can get someone started in the right headspace. But hopefully everyone is keen for a bit of a new phase in the gym. We've just had 12 big weeks of super strict strength training. So don't worry, guys. This sort of functional phase isn't going to last forever. It goes for 8 weeks, like I just said, and then we move on to the next. All of our training blocks have a purpose, and there's a reason why we do things at certain times. Like I said, we've just been in a strength phase for 12 weeks. We had a bit of a peak week a few weeks ago, and then we've sort of pulled our reps up a little bit at 6 these last 4 weeks. So everyone should be feeling strong if you've been applying yourself, obviously. So it's a time to maybe get the heart rate up a little bit, get a bit sweaty, a bit puffed, and work on a few fun little things. So hopefully you've enjoyed this little rundown. Let me know if you've enjoyed this and if I've given enough or not enough information on the new training block. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and go through every focus movement. Again, this isn't just a client podcast, so I can't give away all our secrets, guys. We know that all the cool kids at Livestrong get all the inside goss, but we can't let everyone know. So, but hopefully it gives you a bit of a concept idea and maybe a why as to what's happening these next 8 weeks, big 8 weeks ahead. It's going to head into winter. So like I said, get that winter glow happening, people. Those summer results happen in winter, as we always say, which is actually true. A lot of a lot of sayings we hear like aren't really true, but that is one because really people get to like October and like, oh my God, I've really got to get my bikini body happening. But it's like dull. Summer is just around the corner. Where imagine if you just like absolutely smashed your winter training, how bloody good summer's gonna be. So lock in, party people. Book into your sessions for the week. Book in. I'm telling you now. And yeah, I'll be back next week. I'm trying to rope Nathan to come back. I said he was going to come back and he hasn't come back yet. So let's all annoy Nathan and let's all give me feedback on this podcast. Have a beautiful weekend and I shall see you all in the gym on Monday for some leggy poodles. Bye bye.